Hello everyone, this is the Jarman, and today we're going to be doing a spooky video again. So I was thinking to myself, what could I do today? And then it hit me. Because this month is Halloween, I'm going to do a video on how I personally deal with horror games. And how I can beat them. Well, how I can do better at them, more politely put. Because I have a not great fear resistance, and yeah, I don't do amazing, I'll be honest with you. Horror movies I don't mind, which is weird enough. But anyway, so I'm going to get into the top 13, so you grab your jam because it's about to get spooky. Okay, this one is for if you don't play horror games really. You're going to have to find a smaller, less scary game to play. Because this way we're trying to build your resistance to horror. Or at least make it so that you're aware of certain common tropes that horror likes to play with you. Now, I can recommend easily the Five Nights at Freddy's to get used to jump scares, the Little Nightmares because that's just an awesome series, and Darkest Dungeon because of all the scary imagery and the soundtrack. Now, some people may actually have different games that they think would work for them better. I am just suggesting that you don't go with the full crap your pants kind of territory because, you know, that can actually just make you even less fond of the horror series, and I personally want everyone to join in and have fun with it. Okay, second tips, this is important, you're going to turn down the volume. We're going to keep that low because horror games like to just throw in the whole orchestra down the stairs as soon as they want to be scary. So keep that volume low. I know some games the volume's already low and you're going to have to be aware of that. So it depends on the horror game, but I say keep the volume low so that way when there's some scare or something loud happens, you're not too spooked. This is another easy one. If the game allows for an easy mode, you turn it on to easy. That will make the monsters less aggressive and hopefully it will give you a lot more breathing room. And if anyone judges you on playing a game on easy mode, well, you can just basically say you're playing it for the story. It seems to be a great excuse. Now, of course, go on to medium when you can handle the more aggressive monsters or the more aggressive horror style, but that's what I recommend. Another simple one, wow, they always seem to be very simple, and I am not trying to be patronizing or anything, I'm just letting you know what I think. Anyway, another one I personally would stand by is turn up the brightness on the game. Turn it right up so you can see what's in the game. Obviously you want to keep it bright enough but dark enough so that you can enjoy the experience, but they like to hide the scary things in the dark, so turn it right up. I have to unfortunately do it because my gaming monitor is not great. I think from my videos you can probably notice. So yeah, I have to fit it with the brightness, so I'm used to that. But yeah, that's what I think. Also, this kind of relates to what I was talking about, turn on the brightness. Play during the day. That way, maximum brightness, you don't have to fiddle with the controls too much. And hopefully, like I say, you'll be able to see more of the screen. Another suggestion is invite over the friends. I mean, if you get some beer, if you're of legal age, and you sit down and all have a laugh and take turns, then the scary game will be a lot less terrifying. Because with guys, or girls, taking the mick out of the game and just a shudder being scared, it makes the atmosphere feel a lot more light and a lot more joyful, and you will have a lot more fun. Also, a tip for the guys, that you should do this because out of our boneheadedness and our pride, we will actually plow through the game faster because we refuse to admit that we are scared. I personally have beaten horror games and difficult games just because with my friends, I would basically lose pride points if I lose in front of them, which is not allowed, so yeah. Okay, next one. Don't relax at all. Horror games want you to relax, they want you to lower your guard so they can scare you. Don't relax. Pretend that you just chugged 5 Red Bulls and you are basically ready to run away if the cops break down the door. Don't relax, I cannot say this enough. Even in cutscenes, they will always try to play it as like everything's okay, and they will try to trip you a few times. So just keep moving, just keep thinking, do not fall into a false sense of security. Another good one is to take it slow and steady. That means take it at your own pace. Now, every game has its own rhythm, so as soon as you figure that out, then you'll be able to take it easier and not rush it. Because I find that more you rush it, the more mistakes you're going to make. Some people can actually rush through games, but honestly, I think it's just more you should just get used to the atmosphere and calm yourself down. Or even pause the game. That's what I think. I mean, it depends on the game. Okay, I haven't seen this one being talked about a lot, so I thought I should insert this one. Let the monster kill you. You're gonna have to let it kill you a few times. Yes, it's scary, and yes, you're gonna have to look at it. But hopefully it will numb you a little to when the monster will eventually get you, because eventually it will get to you and it will kill you. So yeah, what we're trying to do is basically numb you to dying or losing the game. And by doing that, if there's like a cutscene to the monster killing you, hopefully you won't freak out as much. Like, it's still gonna suck, but at least you'll be more okay with it. Another thing you could do is just look up tricks and tips online. Sure, you'll be getting some weird looks, but as long as you don't really tell anyone, and also, let's face it, everyone does it, then you should be grand. Every horror game, no matter if it's survival horror or if it's just a shooting horror, you're gonna find ways to be able to play it and actually turn it into your advantage online. I just don't recommend you spoil the game, because otherwise what's enough is the point of playing the game. I'm just here trying to give you suggestions on how to basically not run away. So yeah, look up tips and tricks. YouTube, thousands of people who will probably tell you what to do. Give the thing you're running away from or whatever that's spooking you a silly nickname. I mean it. It is amazing how much that you lose worry and tension when you call the monster Flabba Labba Ding Dong or something like that. I love it personally because it's just like, okay, oh no, Flabba Labba Ding Dong's gonna kill me. Kind of loses the tension. Although I have noticed a lot of horror games and movies don't really do great horror names. I mean, I've heard some of them and I'm like, really? That's what you're gonna name it? Or they're gonna just name it something dark and edgy, like Darkness. But yeah, that's what I think. Just name it something silly, and that way you should hopefully get used to it and just be less afraid of it. Try not to overthink it. Trust me, you are going to be your own worst enemy when it comes to horror games. You're going to expect to be a monster or something out to get you at every corner, out of every circle, out of everywhere. Even the delivery man giving you a jam for the day is going to become your enemy. So try not to overthink it. Now that's going to be tricky, so you're just going to have to try to figure out like a nice way to put your mind where you're not overthinking it too much and just take it as it goes, because the horrors are going to come. You can't fight it, so the best thing you're going to have to do is just basically accept it and just hope to run with the punches. I should have probably brought up this point earlier, but I'm bringing it up now. Bring out your soundtrack. I mean, bring out your phone, stop playing your music, and just play it loud. Because if the game tries to spook you, well, then you try to spook it back by playing your, I don't know, whatever you're into. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of you will probably just play some anime soundtrack or something. Whatever works for you. Just don't play horror, because I feel like you just made the things 10 times worse. Personally, for me, when I want to play Dead Space, I play the Resident Evil Hunk theme. And yeah, that gets my blood pumping, and before I know it, I am shooting through the necromorphs and having the best time. Of course, don't over abuse it, because then the game becomes a joke, but what can I say? It's up to you. Another one I would just like to mention, and I feel like this needs to be said, it's okay to be scared. A lot of people have this weird stigma about you not allowed to be scared or not allowed to react to horror videos or games, and I'm not talking about the people who over dramatize it on YouTube. If you're scared, you're scared. It's fine. It's human nature. It's an inbuilt body process. Some people are easily more scared than others. That is fine. Do not let anyone tease you for that. Oh wow, I am surprised that we got through all these points, considering how scary they were. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. I only have one last point to make, and this one will be an easy one. Do not worry about any horror medium, any of the sort, because we all know on some level that it's fake and it's not real. You know, it can't actually hurt us. Real life can hurt us. I mean, when you consider the fact that there's potential serial killers out there, there are serial killers out there that haven't been discovered, and the fact that the world is practically on fire. Well, let's just say there's a reason now why I prefer playing Dead Space, where the necromancer are going to kill me, than rather exist in this world at times. I mean, you could even consider the fact that I don't know if the person that I'm talking to or who's listening to my videos is actually someone who could actually do me any harm, and you guys don't know if I can actually do any harm. Maybe I'm not a jam. Maybe I am a deranged serial killer who just escaped the penitentiary. We shall never know. But yeah, let's think about that the next time you go to sleep, that maybe that will be the last time. Anyway, happy Halloween.